more thought-provoking conversation to get into, and I am going to lean in heavily on this one.
Oh boy.
So on that note, me.
What are you about to say?
Who has been entered into the shallow walls of the Hall of Shame this week? Who has been crowned the captain of coonery this week? Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Wankster of the Week. Ooh, that's a little loud for the speakers. No worries, no worries. But either way, this week's Wankster of the Week actually goes to a conglomerate of sorts, basically. It's not a one-man wrecking show like it normally is, or one-woman wrecking show sometimes, but it's a multitude of people. So, with that being said, this week's Wankster of the Week goes to the group of individuals who are trying to sabotage the user ratings for the Black Panther film.
Oh.
Now, I just got wind of this today, to be honest. I was like, oh, really? You don't say. Now, basically, this is how it all goes. So, there is a group on Facebook. I can't remember the name of the group, nor will I mention it because I don't want to give them any type of promotion. But basically, they are stating that they want to they're publicly stating that they want to sabotage the user ratings of a website called Rotten Tomatoes. Now, for those of you guys who are not familiar with Rotten Tomatoes, they are a website that critiques films that are upcoming or that have been released thus far. So they have their critic rating and they also have their user rating, and their ratings are two different. So the critic rating will obviously only be for official critics from different review publications, but then the fan rating or user rating rather are just from the fans, basically, the general movie-going public. So basically, these guys have taken credit for altering the rating scores for the latest Star Wars film, The Last Jedi, because that one was kind of met with mixed reviews among fans. And so they are claiming that they will do the same to Black Panther when it comes out. Now, the funny thing, I was even going to discuss this, but then the funny thing was I found out, through more reading and research, that the person who was kind of curating all of this, leading this angry mob of butthurt fans, is a person who claims to be a part of the alt-right movement. So that just leads me to believe that there's probably a strong hint of racism involved in the motives of this person. Now, this person in particular claims to be a DCEU fan, which means Detective Comics Extended Universe. And Detective Comics, as some of you may or may not know, is the direct competitor of Marvel Comics. And those are the two companies that actually have movie studios that make all of these films. So, for example, Wonder Woman is DC, Justice League is DC, Batman v Superman DC, and then Marvel, Black Panther, Captain America, the Avengers, etc., etc. Now, what I find interesting about all this, the stupidity of all this, and the irony, in fact, is the fact that this person and these people in general claim to be fans of the DC product, and they are of the alt-right movement, yet Wonder Woman did well, and that's a DC film, but alt-right people are basically people who have white privilege, who are white males, who only want to see white-dominated films or anything of that sort be successful, and anything else that is considered to be a minority or a marginalized group, like, let's say, women, don't want to see them do well or equally well as them at all. But yet, Wonder Woman did very well. In fact, it's probably one of the only successful DC films within that extended universe that has been out recently, and I'm talking about critical and commercial success. So I find it very hypocritical that you are of the right-wing alt-right movement and you want to see other properties fail that aren't DC, but yet your Wonder Woman property does well and you don't have anything to say to that. Okay, interesting. What I will say is this in regards to all this stupidity. The people who are curating this, the people who are organizing this angry mob of racists, it's just the fact that they are scared to see people who don't look like them succeed in life. Well, I'm sorry if you've been used to that for God knows how many years and centuries now, but you have to accept the fact that it's 2018 and things are slightly changing. I'm not going to say changing altogether, but slightly changing nonetheless. People of color and other marginalized groups, whether it be religion, sexual orientation, gender, etc., are all progressing in their own respective fields. And I think it is important to be respectful of that. If you don't want to see the movie, don't see it. Nobody told you you had to go see Black Panther, nor should you go see it if you don't feel comfortable seeing predominantly black cast performing in ways that we've never seen before in terms of opulence and success. Now, if you are going to be out here complaining, oh, how come we don't have a White Panther? We should get a White Panther. That's racist. Well, technically, you have gotten a White Panther. You've had Superman. You've had Batman. You've had Captain America. You've had Wolverine, Spider-Man, Captain Marvel. You've had goddamn everyone. Shit. I mean, so if you want to make yourself feel happy and call them all White Panther, then go ahead and do it. But don't try and play the whole reverse racism card and be like, oh, this is so discriminatory. No, it's not. We're seeing a full cast of color and women, strong, dominant-looking women. If I may add so myself, I can't wait to see those women whip ass. I'm so excited for that. But you don't have to be happy about it. You just have to be understanding about it. And obviously, this film isn't going to be for you guys.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, that's fine. But don't go and ruin the excitement for everybody else. Don't be about humbug and be like, oh, I'm not happy about this film, so I'm going to give it a bad rating. Why don't you just watch the movie and then give a proper rating on it anyway? And the funny thing about all this is the fact that you're telling people to go watch the movie and give a bad review.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you're going to go and watch the movie, it means you're buying a ticket, which means you're putting pockets into the studios that you're condemning, which means that you are financially supporting the movie that you're going to give a bad rating to anyway, but it doesn't really matter because everyone's going to give it a positive rating because it's getting nothing but positive results. But at the end of the day, you're still supporting the movie anyway. I mean, what? But nonetheless, the group that does this, that's doing this, whatever, you guys are getting the Wankster of the Week. Rotten Tomatoes has already issued a statement about this, and they condemn every single bit of it. Facebook has taken that group down as well, and rightfully so, because they are condemning hate speech, and they're also being online terrorists in a sense. So you guys are definitely getting the Wankster. Do you deserve the Wankster? Of course you do. Wakanda forever. And I'm giving you the Wankster just like this. Said you a wankster, and you need to stop running.